All right, welcome everybody. So here we are. I'm finally back up running with a short little video for you to kind of discuss, where we're at and what's going on in the class. So, just pulling up right now the course schedule. Let's just start right there and let's kind of hammer out, you know, the best place always to know exactly where you're at if you're still kind of struggling with that is on the assignment schedule for HUM 2270. It's under the course content. It's on that left navigation bar. I think almost all of you figured that out by now, but I figured I would point it out one more time. But so this week, one module and one module only is due. We are working through module number 11. We are covering Africa. It's an awesome chapter with some amazing information. A lot of times people just aren't exposed to some of the intricacies of Africa. And so I hope you enjoy going through that content. So that's the only module, thank goodness, this week. I know we've went through a couple periods where we were doing a module due on a Thursday and then turning around on a Sunday. Luckily, that's not the case this week. All you're doing is module 11 on Africa. And then on module 12, looking forward beyond that, we're just staying with one module again when we move on to Oceania. And then on module 13, you'll take on, the final reflection essays on the 28th. And then basically by the end there, we finish on December the 5th. Module 14. So all that drama that you were going through with multiple modules due each week, that's pretty much over with. You survived it. So congratulations. But that does bring up an important point. So if you did miss work, remember any of those quizzes, they're open all the time, those mind tap quizzes. So if you missed one, by all means, go back there and submit any of those quizzes. Don't lose those points. But more importantly, you get to the writing assignments, and whether it's a journal, whether it's an essay, whether it's a discussion forum, those are allowed up to 2 weeks past the deadline to submit. There's a 15% penalty, but please, if you can get in there and get those done, that makes a big difference to your overall grade when we get to the end of the semester here in December. It'll really boost your grade. Those zeros in the grade book can be really damaging to your ability to pass the class or to do very well in the class. So make sure you always go back and turn those things in. Beyond that, I want to just mention to you, I get this question and I get it frequently. I love getting the question because it's a very valid question and it shows students are interested in wanting to be their best. So, someone might score a 98% and lose a tenth or 1.5 points. I mean, in the scope of the overall course, that might not even be worth 1/100th of 1%. But the student wants to know, why didn't I get a perfect score? Perfect means literally without flaw, without error. I very rarely give perfect scores. In a given week, let's say that right now I probably roughly have about 120 students from SPC in my classes. There might be 5, there might be 6, because perfect means without any problems whatsoever. Now, that doesn't mean your work wasn't exceptional because you break that 95th percentile. Now you're pushing on exceptional content, meaning you met all the standards. There might have been a few minor errors, or maybe you didn't document a source exactly perfectly. But the fact is you met every standard. So your goal should be to shoot for 95, get into that exceptional category. I mean, I love, and you should, in your mindset should be, I want to get perfect. I want to get perfect. That's awesome. But the reality is if you score 95% or above on your assignments, at the end of the day, you're going to end up with an A in the class. That's just how it's going to work. It's just simple math. So appreciate those questions, but really hone in on the rubrics. The rubrics tell you literally exactly what you got to do to move into that exceptional category. And if you do that, you're going to end up getting through this class very fine. Overall, grades are good. Grades are solid. For the most part, people are turning in work. Things are going well. So I appreciate your hard work. if you have any questions whatsoever on where you're at, what's going on, by all means, don't hesitate to ask me. Shoot me a quick email and I'll be happy to respond. Also, late work, how I graded it. So when I come in on a Monday after assignments due and I roll through the grade book, I post all the grades. If for some reason you didn't do it, those forums, especially if it's a discussion forum, they stay open for 2 weeks past the deadline for somebody to submit work. So I'm not going to go back in if there's a discussion forum involved and just one-off grade late work. I'm going to wait till the 2-week window closes because I don't know if maybe a student might be going back in to finish up some discussion forum replies or clean up their post a little bit, whatever the case might be. So I don't touch those till after the 2-week window closes. If it's a midterm or whether it's an essay, sometimes I'll go back in there. But if you don't see late work graded, don't stress over it because I generally wait 2 weeks past the deadline before I grade those. But like I said, sometimes I'll go in there and just clean them out. And if I can find time on a weekend, I might just jump in there and especially if it's just an essay, I'll do that for you. But that's kind of how that works. So with that, I think I pretty much covered everything. You're doing great. Keep it up. Mantra needs to be finish the class strong because we're closing in on the end of the term. And if you, again, any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Hope you have a wonderful weekend and we will talk again soon in the next video. Take care.